Hey everyone, welcome to the Commissioners Clubhouse and the LCC Network for the second half of Week 8. Actually, this is our second time doing the second half this week. Jameson's here with me, of course. Cody was with us in the part one of this, but we had some huge technical difficulties, extremely, just pretty much just ruined the entire episode because of the issues we had going on. So we're redoing it, and it's just the two of us this time. What's going on, Jameson?
Yeah. We had some audio issues. I tried to save it with the post production this evening, but it just didn't work. So here we are. This show's gonna be a little bit shorter. We're gonna go through our stardom sit-ups real quickly, and then we're gonna be able to, since the game's happening right now, be able to do kind of an automatic update of what's going on.
Ooh, Jadeveon Clowney is down right now. That is live. That is happening right now.
Oh wow! Is there anyone starting him? Do you know?
No one in their right mind would start Jadeveon Clowney. I hope not, for their sake.
There's someone that started him. I know there is. Oh, Michael. Michael started Jadeveon Clowney. He's got 6 points on the game.
Oh man.
And we're in the fourth quarter.
I hope he feels really bad about himself right now for starting.
Oh my god. Well, they've been warned. Everyone's been warned about 3 or 4 linebackers. We've said it a lot. So so this show we got stardom sit-ups, our weekly matchups. We'll go through some of the playoff implications of a couple of these games. This is going to be a shorter show, probably 20, 25 minutes at the most. So, Pat, we'll jump straight in, man. Stardom sit-ups this week. We'll kind of just touch on these. A couple of the offensive guys that we like. Chris Carson, Seattle's running back, against Detroit. Detroit is one of the worst rush defenses in the league. Chris Carson's been up and down, but I think this is a Chris Carson game instead of a Mike Davis game. Rashad Penny's basically nothing. Seattle's coming off the bye. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. I see Chris Carson getting 20 carries in this game, 80, 90 yards and probably a touchdown or 2. So if you've got him, fire him up. You got the other guy, Pat, you want to touch on?
Yeah. So the other stardom offensive player, Tyler Boyd, receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. He has a tendency to go off against poor secondaries. He did it against the Panthers. And I really think he's going to do good against Tampa Bay. I think this is a good chance for him to just really light it up. If you got him, I think he's an easy guy. You should start as your number 2 receiver. Unless your receivers are as bad as mine, maybe your number 1 receiver. So.
Number 1. Yeah, if you're unfortunate to have him as your number 1, you definitely need to fire him up this week against Tampa. A couple of defensive starters we've got. Ron Parker, Kansas City safety. They're playing the Broncos this week. Ron Parker has had 2 good games, had the pick 6 last week, and Denver's going to have to throw the ball to keep up. It's in Arrowhead. There's no way they don't trail in this game, so this should definitely be a Ron Parker heavy type of matchup. And I think you've got Jordan Hicks on your stardom, right?
Yep, I do have Jordan Hicks because of the matchup, purely the matchup. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know Jordan Hicks has been very disappointing the past 2 weeks, but I think this is an offense that, oh, wow, I'm watching this kick return right never mind. Anyway, so, no, Jordan Hicks, this guy has a tendency to get big points against, teams that like to run the ball. And right now, Jacksonville's offense is so bad that I feel like they've got to stick to their bread and butter, and that's pound the rock. So I think Jordan Hicks will get a lot of looks his way.
Yeah, they don't have anything else to do with Jacksonville, like at all. So the other side of the ball, in Jacksonville, you've got TJ Yeldon as a sit-em, even though they're going to be pounding the rock. Why do you got TJ Yeldon as a sit-em?
For that, the reason why is because when you look at every team they've played against, for the most part, they have shut down those running backs. Christian McCaffrey is one of them. I mean, I didn't really get to see the game because I wasn't able to get it here on the West Coast. But, I went back and looked at the highlights. It was just ridiculous how their defense literally could contain a guy who is so elusive like that. TJ Yeldon doesn't have those same capabilities as Christian McCaffrey, yet they still use him as a receiving back. I just don't see TJ Yeldon doing the things that he did last week. So I think if you're like me, I'm probably not going to be starting him this week.
Yeah, plus Carlos Hyde is coming in. They picked him up last week with a 5th round pick. I mean, he didn't play in his first week because he'd only been there for a few days, but I could definitely see him getting a few carries this week.
He's really going to, a few, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make a difference for TJ. I think TJ's demise will be the Eagles' success, not Carlos Hyde replacing him this early on. I think it's going to be another week or two before we see anything significant from Hyde, but we'll see.
All right, cool. I've got Tariq Cohen as my offensive sit-em. I feel like this is much more of a slower game script for Chicago, unlike it was against the Patriots. I think this is more of a Jordan Howard game script than a Tariq Cohen game script. He's been fine the last 2 weeks, but are you starting him this week?
I don't know. This is literally going to come down to the wire for who I'm starting at running back. All my running backs are just so iffy every week in terms of what they're going to do. It's literally going to be a game time decision for me, most likely.
Well, I know that feeling. Actually, I don't. I don't have that issue because all mine are injured. I only got one to start. So 100% efficiency in my running back this week, for sure. Right. So yeah, Tariq Cohen, I don't trust him this week. My defensive sit-em, Glover Quinn, he's been kind of trending downward the last few weeks. I think 8 points last week. And I already mentioned it with Chris Carson. I think this is a Seattle run-heavy game. In fact, I think it's a Lions run-heavy game too. I don't see Glover Quinn getting a lot of opportunities in the secondary there. So if you have to start him, you can, but I don't know. Temper expectations for sure. So who's the last guy we got?
Bradley Chubb is my other guy. I know I had talked about him the other day about how he's my rookie record. But here's the deal. He's playing against a quarterback that just does not get sacked. Their offensive line good. Pat Mahomes is so elusive, it's really hard to sack him. I don't see Bradley Chubb really doing much in this game. I really think, you're probably looking at like another 5-point game from Bradley. I really don't even think he breaks 10 points. If you got him, I really wouldn't start him unless you literally can't find anyone enough free agency.
Yeah, he got picked up this week, so people are definitely listening. But yeah, I agree. Pat Mahomes, 34th most sacked quarterback in the league behind out of 32 teams. So they're not getting to him. So don't start him this week. He's only a pass rusher. Cool. That's all we got this week. I think moving forward, we're going to do more of a list type segment instead of a back and forth type segment, just because we really want to get more players involved. We got a big league. We don't want to do just two on each side, between the two of us. We definitely want to go, I think maybe 12 people or so start moving forward. We'll kind of play around with it, kind of let us know what you guys think. But cool. We'll jump right into weekly matchups. They're going off right now for Thursday Night Football. Literally. So who do you want to talk about first? Yeah, literally right now.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about your game since it is the game of the week for those that don't know. This game right here, both of you, in terms of success, you've had way more success than Tyler over the years, and own him 7-3 in the overall series. Last time he beat you was week 1 of last season when he beat you 284-177. These games between you guys usually have a tendency to be blowouts either way. Right now, it's still early on. We'll see how things turn out. But no, this is the game of the week because of the implications on the line between both of you guys. If you win this, you could almost, not mathematically speaking, but basically lock up your division this week if you win. If Tyler wins, all of a sudden you guys have split. You scored similar amount of points. It's anybody's ball game for the division at that point if he wins. And for you, it just becomes so much harder to not just get the playoffs, but win your division because Tyler is just super hot right now. His team is really swinging for the fences.
Yeah, you're right. So it goes from either a 3-point lead in my favor with a win or dead even with 4 weeks left if he wins. And he's got a super, in my opinion, and not to insult anybody, a super easy schedule. He's got Bryson, Kyle, Peyton, and then Mufali, which is going to be kind of challenging.
The last two will be relatively difficult, but no, the next two are very well. You got Wild Cal. You really don't know what to expect from him, but you're right.
You never know. Kyle's a weird one. Peyton's underperformed. He's definitely got a good shot at winning a few more games. So I definitely want to pull this one out. Right now, we can do an update. The score is 51-28. He's got 2 DBs starting. I've got 1 linebacker. It was a 10-point game, but Tyrann Mathieu got a sack as we were talking. So that sucks.
And really, those are solid numbers. I mean, he's basically between the two DBs are averaging 30 points to get. That's the way I look at it. I know some people are, my, this DB got me 60 and this one got me 3. Well, realistically, I just look at the average when I see that. I mean, all right, between them both, they basically got 30-something points. Great, they did a good game together.
Yeah, it's solid. It's 25 each and then 28 from my linebacker. So right now, I don't think anyone really has an advantage. 25 maybe is a little below what he was looking for, but it's good enough, for sure, to get some sleep until Sunday. So, but yeah, it'll be close. I'm excited about it. So who do we got next? Someone in our conference, I guess.
Oh yeah, the next one is not really a rivalry game. They've only played each other once in their history. My dad, Eastside Brawlers versus Beesman Park, both 3-4. I mean, when you look at the team zone, they're in similar situations. They're both in last place in their divisions. Peyton is on a 3.
Don't talk about playoffs.
That's what Peyton's team is saying right now after coming off a 3-game losing streak. Playing against my dad, who's finally snapped his streak. Last time they played was week 10 of last year. My dad won 260 to 236 in a not really a close game. About an average spread really for our league.
Yeah, that one, I mean, week 8, man, it's the momentum week. Like, you've got to get a win here if you want to have any shot at getting in the playoffs. I mean, a loss here is completely crippling. I mean, your division is almost out of reach. Your wild card chances are getting out of reach at that point. So these teams, someone's got to give. Someone's got to get a win here. So, but yeah. So who we got next on the docket?
This next game is very similar situation to your game against Tyler. It's me, owner of the Robo Leprechauns, versus Isaac, who was on the show earlier this week, owner of Buck Your Mother. Right now, this game is not looking too good for me, although it's still pretty early on. DeAndre Hopkins has found himself wide open throughout the entire night, I feel like, with little to no coverage around him. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Though, he only had 2 points up until the mid-third quarter. He literally added 39 points in the last, 20 minutes maybe.
It's literally like the Dolphins, they're not going to throw it to him. Just forget about him. Cover everyone else.
Yeah, basically. That literally was what happened, like 40-yard bomb.
He's got 41 points now from DeAndre Hopkins, barring any crazy stat changes. Or, the Texans are driving right now still, which is ridiculous, but I guess he still can rack up more. Hopefully not, though.
Hopefully not for your
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. If Isaac wins this, he's 1 game behind but owns the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And if you win this, you're 3 games ahead and own the tiebreaker.
Right.
With a 4-minute or with a 4-game streak left. So I mean, this is really pivotal, especially since Isaac's the point leader. I mean, if he wins this, he can own a lot of tiebreakers. Not only you, but other wild card teams or other divisional opponents for seeding. So
this is a huge for both of us. We have a tendency to split every year. Not every year we have literally split. He beats me, I beat him. He beats me, I beat him. And I can see it happening here, to be honest. I've said it all week, and in fact, I said it before the season even started. If Isaac's going to beat me, it's going to be this week. He's got some really good matchups. As we see, DeAndre Hopkins just destroying the paper bags of the Miami Dolphin defenders.
The paper bags. That's basically what they are. Yeah. So that's gonna be an awesome game, though. Is this the first time you guys have played each other?
Yep, of the season. Yeah. We will play each other again. Gotcha. I think in 2 weeks, something weird like that. It's like
week 10.
Yeah, week 10.
That'll happen based on the schedule. That'll happen with a couple people, unfortunately. Yeah. All right, cool. We'll hop into our next one. So we've got Dirty Mike and the boys.
Is that dirty enough for you?
And that Scarlett Johansson thing, man, it gets me. I'm all distracted. I can't even pay attention when I play that drop. And then Billy. So right now, 59-37. Billy's got J.J. Watt and Will Fuller playing. They're both having good games. And Mike's got Lamar Miller, 37 points.
You see the coach
so
right
they're
now
both
flipping out. The Dolphins coach, like, he just threw his little tablet across the sideline. Like, he's so furious.
No, I don't see. I mean, I'm in my office right now doing a podcast, but I would definitely be doing the same thing if I was in this situation. I'd be asking them, just give me tablets. I'm just freaking chucking these things, you know. Maybe you could hit a Texans player and, like, I don't know, get a fumble or something. Like, that's the only way you can do it with this Dolphins defense. But yeah, so Billy and Mike, have these guys played each other before?
Never played each other before. They're both coming off a 1-game loss. Both 4-3, similar situation. Well, kind of similar situation. So Mike's in second place of division, neck and neck with Jade. Their division is literally probably going to come down to week 12. You look at Billy, who's at 4-3, first in his division, but honestly, his division may come down to week 12. I mean, it's so tight between the first and second place teams, and even the third place team and Billy's division that this game's critical. I mean, Mike wins this and Jade loses. Mike's in first place. Billy loses this and Cameron wins. Well, I guess they'll be tied, and I think Billy has the tiebreaker. But anyway,
for now,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even seeding, they could both, even if they both win their division, one of them could be the 3 and one could be the 4. One could be the 2 and one could be the 4. So this is another one of those big implications down the road, games. Like I said, momentum week, man. This is really what's going to, like, push people to hold them back, I think, winning these weeks. So, that was definitely going to be good to watch. This one I'm really excited about. Jade and Cameron with their history. Ooh. Yeah, this one's going to be fun. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, first of all, they played each other 13 times in the start of ninth year. In the past 8 years, they played each other 13 times. So that right there just spells a deep rivalry between the two. Tack on the fact that they're both super competitive. They're always wanting to be winners and stuff. I mean, they always talk trash. You have the trade fiasco from 2014, 2015. When Cameron still
the whole reason we have a trade committee now.
Yeah,
the whole reason. Yeah.
I mean, literally, there's so much intensity between this game, and there's so much on the line for both teams. Trust me, this is one to watch. The last time Cameron beat Jade, though, was week 12 of 2014. It has been a long time since Cameron has won. In fact, Jade has won the past he's won the past 4 games they've played each other. He's in a 4-game streak against Cameron.
Man, if Cameron listens to this podcast and hears that, that's gonna motivate him.
Yeah. Well, and Jade owns the overall series 9-4 too. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he's 3-1 against Cameron in the playoffs. So trust me,
He just owns him.
If Cameron's record was a little bit better, if he would have won last week, this really probably would have been game of the week in my opinion. Just because of how intense the rivalry is, and this would be so much fun to watch and keep up in the group chat. I would imagine there's probably a lot of trash talking going on.
And what's on the line? Both these teams, 1 game within the lead of their division. Jade right now, 52 points. He's got off to a solid start, but he didn't really pull away. He's not doing too bad. It's just kind of a solid start, so we'll see what happens moving forward. Last game in our division or in our conference, not one I think anyone's really excited about, but Bryson is taking it to Kyle early, 36-8 with Kenyon Drake. 36 points over Zach Cunningham, who got actually tweaked his ankle in the first quarter and didn't play most of the game, unfortunately, for Kyle. But I called it on the earlier podcast that this was Bryson's, I think, chance to win. He got off to a hot start.
So is this your upset of the week then? Is that what you're saying?
This is my upset of the week. I called it on the last podcast, and we're seeing it. He's off to a good start. He's got a 28-point lead. He's already and Kyle's already played a defensive player. So,
real quick, since we're wrapping up the Elite 12 games, go ahead. Let's run through these super quick and tell me who do you think is going to beat who. Well, we already started Bryson. We'll jump to the next one. Who do you think is going to
win? You mean Jade and Cameron?
Yeah.
Give me Jade. He had a bad week last week. I think he rebounds. Give me Jade.
Well, he's winning 52-0 right now between 2 players. So between the two of them, they're averaging what is that, 25 points roughly each?
20, yeah. That's solid. That's not great, but it's not horrible. It's solid.
Yeah, no, Kareem Jackson got him 31, and Kiko only has him 21, and the game's over now. Yeah. So it depends how Cameron's linebackers really come out. I think will be the telltale sign of their game. But no, I'm going to go. You're taking Jade. I'm going to take Cameron in this one. I think Cameron beats him by 15.
Oh, okay. That's how much. I think that's about how much I think Jade's got him. So we'll see what happens there. Mike and Billy. I'm taking Mike in this one. Got off to a great start, and he's got some really good matchups. Tyreek Hill, Jarvis Landry, Miles Jack, Denzel Ward was hot last time they played the Steelers. Mitch Trubisky's been on a streak. Give me Mike. Give me Mike to upset Billy.
Well, right now Mike's in a good spot just because of how Lamar has balled out against this garbage Miami defense. 37 points, that is ridiculous. In fact, he's outscored. That's ridiculous. He literally has over half the points that Billy's two players have put up. Anyways, I think I'll jump on the bandwagon. I think Mike pulls out an upset here because of where Lamar Miller's put him and the fact that Mitch Trubisky has a pretty favorable matchup, in my opinion, against the Jets. I really do think he'll have another good game. Not as good as last week. I'm thinking 40 points.
No, that'd be if you can get 40 points from Mitch Trubisky, you're doing all right. So, I agree. I think we're both picking Mike there. You and Isaac, I'm gonna go with Isaac. 41 points already from Hopkins, and he's got a lot of good matchups. His team's been on fire 4 in a row. He's at home, so he's already got the 1 point advantage. Not that might matter too much, but I think. Like we talked about earlier, this is the one. If Isaac's going to win one, this is the one it's going to be. So I'm going to take Isaac in this one. Sorry, bud.
No, don't blame me. I'm taking Isaac in this one too.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
are you
looking at what
are
you're looking at?
Your bet or
no. The reason why I say this is because the fact that. Listen, one of his receivers already has 47 points. Basically, for me to have a shot in terms of wide receiver battle here, I need Golden Tate to get like 3 points and both my receivers get 20. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. But is it going to happen? No, it's not going to happen. Golden Tate's probably going to put up 20 points by himself. So I honestly think that he'll have 60 just between his receivers. And that is not a good sign for myself. So
no, you're right. You're already disadvantaged coming out of Thursday night for sure.
Yeah.
And then all the matchups he's got. Aaron Rodgers, that's going to be a shootout. Kareem Hunt was amazing last week. Phillip Lindsay will be game scripted in. Landon Collins has been on fire. Levante David, Quan Alexander's gone. Chandler Jones put up 60 against the Niners last time. Every single player looks like they're going to have a good week. Sorry, man. But if you lose and I win, I got to catch up to you. So I'm okay with that. We got Peyton and your dad. So who are you picking here?
Here I'm going to go with probably my dad. And no, let me reverse that statement. I'm going to go with Peyton here because Cam Newton, he's a little banged up. And not that Cam Newton can't do good against the Ravens. Their defense has just been so good. I don't think he's going to put up enough points really to outscore Jared Goff against Green Bay's defense, which we all saw what the 49ers did. Imagine what an actual offense can do against them. That game will be a shootout, I'm sure. I think Peyton wins this game easily.
I'm going to take your dad. I'm going to take your dad in this one. Not a lot of data for it. It's just a feeling. I like some of his matchups. I feel like the projection is like 40-point gap there. That doesn't always mean anything, but I think it's definitely influenced me a little bit. So I'm going to take your dad in this one. But all right, cool. So let's jump into the Top Shotas conference.
That's right. Cody did such a good job of dissecting their conference. I feel bad that he's not with us tonight to do it again, but
it is unfortunate. It really is. Yeah, it was good.
He had way more insight than what we can really provide, but we'll start off with Storm, the Vegetarians, versus Colby, Mr. 300. Both 4-2, both coming off 2-game losing streak. I think that's partially why this game wasn't considered for Game of the Week, because of the fact that both lost multiple games in a row. They're just – I don't know. After Colby's – I don't know if Colby's team's about to take a downturn for the worse. but it's definitely possible. But I don't think it'll happen. Anyways, long story short here, they're both 3-3 against each other in a head-to-head record. Last time Storm won was week 9 of 2016. He won 185 and 173. This has a tendency to be a good game, though. I really think it'll be close.
Yeah, well, Storm is favored, but I don't think Colby's set his lineup yet. 17 points from Rashad Jones is not the way you want to start, though. But Colby, man, he's got to get back on track. He's got to keep up with Hunter and Storm, or not Storm, Hunter and Cody in that division. For sure, Cody's been running away with it. Speaking of Cody, him and Michael kicked off their week. Michael, 37 points from Lamar Miller, but only 6 from Jadeveon Clowney, like we were just talking about. And then Cody got 41 from Hopkins. So he comes out in an advantageous position, I think.
Yeah,
and he's
really
still
did.
Projected to win by 41 points is the projection right now for Cody. So are you picking Cody in this game, or are you going with the crazy underdog?
You'd have to be a little crazy to take the underdog in this one. No, I think Cody's going to win this. Cody did mention, though, last night that he felt like Michael's team was much better than what his record shows. I still don't feel that way. I really don't. It's hard for me to buy into that statement. Not that, wins are everything, but I look at his team. Case Keenum's the starting quarterback. Lamar Miller had a good game for once. He's got 2 great receivers. Got to give him that. Carlos Dunlap can be very boom or bust at times. Jadeveon Clowney's the starting linebacker. Enough said there. He's got Brent Grimes starting. Oh, God, why? Patrick Chung, he can be good. He can also bust. And Bethea, however you say his last name, he can be good too. But I just really don't see him matching up against guys like Todd Gurley, DeAndre Hopkins, who's already been balling out, Darius Leonard, Blake Martinez.
Exactly.
It's overwhelming.
Exactly, and that's the problem. It's not as much an anti-Michael thing; it's a pro-Cody thing. Mahomes, Connor, and Gurley. My God, that's probably 130 points right there.
Yeah.
Darius Leonard, that's another 50. Blake Martinez, that's another 35. My God, the guy's got 200 points. Just from 210 points or so, just from those 5 guys. It's not an anti-Michael thing. This is just a bad matchup for Michael all the way around.
Yeah, for sure.
So Hunter and Mufali, this should be a really good game. These are 2 strong teams. These are not divisional opponents, I don't think, but 2 very strong teams. In fact, the projection has them 2 points apart. That's how close this is being projected. It's going to be a really good one.
Last time they played each other was last year in week 1. Mufali won 179 to 157. And if anyone remembers last year, the point scoring was almost as high as this year. So that was a very low-scoring game.
That was a low-scoring. Yeah, it was.
Probably one of the lowest-scoring games in a long time in our league, to be honest. But no, I think you're right. This is going to come down to the wire. There's a lot on the line here. Mufali is one of those teams that's in probably the toughest division in the league, trying to compete for a wild card spot. While Hunter of Champions is pretty much has it in control, in my opinion, for his division, but is trying to sustain this momentum going into the playoffs and hopefully pull out a number 2 seed and get that bye.
He's also trying to keep pace with Cody. A game behind? Is that what it is? If I'm not mistaken, for Hunter?
Well, they have this. Hang on, I'm glad you said that. No, Steel Curtain is 6-1. So you're right. Yeah, game behind, and I think Cody.
Oh, Mufali. Sorry, that's what I meant. Mufali's a game behind. Yeah. Hunter's in his own. He's leading his division by a long shot.
Yeah, by a long shot.
So he's good in that regard. And yeah, Mufali's trying to keep up. Sorry about that. Not Hunter. All right, cool. So Charles and Jordan. This got off to a bad start for Jordan. 39 points from Charles with Tyrann Mathieu. They're coming there at the end with the sack, which was 13 points for him. So he's got to like that. Who do you like in this game? I don't really know how I feel about this one at all.
I don't know. I'm looking at the matchups right now. I love Jordan's running back matchups way more than Charles. Receiver-wise, for some reason, Charles still has Tyrell Williams in his lineup, and he's on a bye week. I think the receivers will be about the same as long as Charles actually says his lineup. Honestly,
but I think Jordan's got better matchups. And Charles has got 5 players on bye this week. Yeah. 5. And Jordan's got really good matchups. Like you said, Mixon, Barkley. I even like the Landry and the Woods matchup. I mean, Jordan, I think he comes out of this one.
I like the Jesse Bates one too, because I think the Buccaneers are going to have to throw the ball in order to keep pace with the Cincinnati offense this coming week. So hopefully for both me and Jordan, Jesse Bates really rocks out.
Yeah, so that'd be another good one to watch. Cool. And so then we've got Crazy Legs, which is Matt against Daquan. So this one's already 48-27. Daquan had 2 players. Matt had 1, which turned out to be Kareem Jackson.
Yeah.
I think the projections are probably, let me pull this up real quick. Looks like it's going to be fairly close. 10-point projection favor in Matt's favor. So it's going to be projected pretty close. So what's the record against these two? Do you know?
Know that? Sorry, I forgot to mention the last matchup. Charles has never beaten Jordan. Jordan's 4-0 against him. The closest Charles has ever come was in, I'm looking at it now. It looks like week 12 of 2015, Charles lost 202 to 195. Anyways, sorry. I had to say that before I forgot. I did forget. Yeah. But anyways, no. Their head-to-head record between Matt and Daquan. Matt actually leads the series at 4-3. It's really close. Last time Daquan won was week 10 of 2014. It's been a long time. He's kind of like Cameron in a sense. It's been a while, except this series is actually close. No, there's a lot on the line. I didn't even mean to burn. Totally
the way you said that. My God, is Cameron listening? Like, if you are Cameron, just blow him up in the group chat. I mean, you did not have to say it that way. Like, the way you emphasize, except this one is close. Come on, man.
No, I mean,
how are you going to do that to him?
I wasn't even trying to talk trash there. No. Oh, man. But no, I think it's crazy. I mean, Daquan seems 5-2, one of the best records in the league. Yet when I look at his team, I'm like, what happened? I mean, he's been plagued with injuries this year. It's just, I don't know. His team is nothing like it was earlier in the year. We were talking about how he could possibly run away against Isaac in week 12, but I don't even see that happening now. He has 48 points between J.J. Watt and Kiko Alonso. Kiko kind of let him down. J.J. did good. But Kareem Jackson came out and just beat Daquan up with 37 points. He's only 11 points down, and, it's a 2-1 head-to-head matchup in terms of players that have played so far. I mean, I think Matt is going to win this.
I think so too. Especially, I mean, the projections feel that way too. So, I'm excited for that one too. I mean, week 8, man, so many good matchups. I mean, I'm stoked about it. This next one, I'm not as stoked about. Abortion Clinic and Security Pound. Neither team said their lineup.
This is the Kyle Bryson matchup of the Top Shot Conference. I don't think anyone's really looking forward to this game besides maybe Abortion Clinic. I don't even think Kevin for Secure the Pound is even excited about this. 3-game losing streak. Never beaten David before. David is 3-0 against him. The closest he's ever come to beating David was in week 11 of 2017. David won 234 to 213. So that says it all. In terms of the success difference between both of these teams, I think I'm not really looking at the matchups right now. Hang on. Might as well pull it up. It's right here in front of me. Yeah, I say that David hasn't even set his lineup. He's got Kenny Vaccaro on a bye, Brian Poole on a bye, DeMarcus Lawrence on a bye. Maybe he surprises him. If David loses it, it's his own fault for not setting his lineup at this point. But no, I think
whoever loses this one, I mean, they're basically eliminated. I think. I mean, they're 3 games behind. It's a divisional game. You don't want to be the guy that loses this game unless you're playing for draft position next year or something. So, I don't mean to interrupt here, Pat, but I've got a guest here. Tyler's at my house tonight watching the game, and so I stepped away to do the podcast. He came up here to put something back in the office, and he's in here right now. I was going to see, do you want to jump on, Tyler? You want to say anything to anybody?
You want to talk some trash?
You want to talk some trash? We got game of the week right here. You can jump on the mic for a minute if you want to talk any trash. Do you want to say anything to anybody?
I haven't looked at scores yet.
He says he hasn't looked at scores yet, except that he was doing it the whole time we were watching the game. He's sitting there bitching about Tyrann Mathieu not getting a tackle and letting every other guy take his tackle. I know he got a sack. I saw it happen. I didn't see it. I saw the score. So Tyler's afraid to talk trash in front of everybody because he doesn't want to be wrong when I kick his ass this week. So that's why he's not going to jump on the mic.
Come on, Tyler.
I just said you can't let that happen. You want to say anything? Anybody?
Gonna try.
All right, here. I'm going to give the mic over to Tyler for a second.
Yeah.
He's going to jump on. Here. Say something about our game. Anything you're excited about? Anything? Just talk to Pat.
All right, Pat.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
Yeah. Dude. What are your thoughts on your game? I just got to hear it from the horse's mouth. What are your thoughts against your brother this week?
Excited going in. Not as excited when the game started. Slow start.
I feel the same way, man. I feel I'm in the same boat as you right now. Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu. Well, I guess he got you that sack. I mean, that definitely helped. It was better than what it was looking like. I'm trying to pull up your score right now.
Yeah, Rashad Jones did nothing the whole game.
Yeah, Rashad Jones really kind of. I think Davidson knew this was going to happen. That's why he traded him to you in the offseason. I think he secretly knew Rashad Jones is only going to get 17 points. It's a cheap shot, Jameson.
I mean, Fournette's not even playing right now, so it's okay.
It's okay. Still 17 points more than Leonard Fournette scored.
Yeah. We'll see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Still got a chance. Got like a roughly 30-point lead coming at it tonight.
28 points.
I said roughly 30.
Ooh. I feel some tension here right now on the show.
All right.
Tyler, real quick, since I've got you here, it's been a while since I've spoken to you. What do you think is different about this 2018 team of yours compared to years past, where your team seems to go on these long winning streaks and just burns through and then burns out real quick and dies?
Staying a little more active on the waiver wire. Not changing the lineup too much every week, keeping it pretty much the same. Switch out a couple pieces. Feeling a lot more confident, seeing my bench put up high points every week on top of my starters playing really well too. Just checking scores and seeing what it's looking like against everybody else every week. I'm staying up pretty high, so I'm pretty confident about it.
I will say you've definitely been more active this year, which is played in your favor because I felt like that's really the only reason your team failed to make the playoffs some years is because, something would be going on. You weren't able to get on the waiver wire and make the moves you needed to make. And like last year, I mean, your team was killing Jameson, and Jameson snuck up on you towards the end of the year. But
yeah, stop paying attention to it too much and just kind of set a lineup and let it sit and just
that's right.
Leave it.
Don't be like me and just second guess yourself and kill your own lineup before the game starts.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take this week with me and get a win here, make it more interesting the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, I think it will definitely make it interesting if you're able to pull out an upset this week. I guess it kind of would be an upset because he's got one game lead over you. But no, man, I'm excited about your game. This is kind of why we made it the game of the week because there's so much in line between you guys. Good long history there between you both. It's the brother brawl, if you will. It's gonna be a good game to keep up with. Hey, have you seen the game of the week picture yet? Have you been on the website to check it out?
I haven't seen it yet.
You got to go check it out, dude. I was cracking up as I was making it. It's pretty funny.
All right, I'll check it out later tonight, tomorrow, or something.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
All right, I'm back on the mic.
All right.
Tyler is definitely not a podcast host. Fantasy football player, sure. Not a podcast host. It's okay. He heard me say that.
That makes it better. I talk trash to you. It's totally okay now.
Yeah, I just talk trash right in front of him, so it's not as mean.
He's going to go pour bleach in your aquarium now.
Oh, my God, man. I'd kick him out. I'd make him walk home tonight if that happened. And he lives far away from me, so... So that was cool to have like a little guest appearance on the show we weren't expecting.
If anyone wants to come join me out here in Portland, feel free. I mean, I'd love to have you here beside me doing the podcast.
Yeah, go all the way to Portland, jump on the podcast for 5 minutes so Patrick can trash you in his own house.
That's right.
Like I do with Tyler. All right, cool. We'll wrap this up. We just went way longer than we told everyone it was going to go, so we apologize for that. So last segment, this is my locked and loaded 100% guaranteed DE MVP. So with that, I'll jump right into it. Last week, I went with Jerry Hughes, but he was kept pretty bottled. This week, I'm all in on Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald. 4 sacks last week against San Francisco. Rodgers' knee is iffy. It's weird. I think he'll get another sack. So if you got Aaron Donald, fire him up. I think Isaac picked him up in our league, in our conference, if I'm not mistaken. So he might. Did he go? Let me see. No, he didn't. He went with Chandler Jones. Okay, so maybe he'll listen to this and change his mind. We'll see. Cool. Well, with that, guys, it is. That's it for tonight. It's midnight my time, so I've got to get off and finish this up, go to bed, and everything. But Pat, it's a lot of fun, man. Even though we did this twice.
I know that I enjoyed this one just as much as the first one. So definitely a good time.
Yeah, it was
right. But yeah, give us.
We promise we'll
always, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know what you think. If you want to be a guest, let us know. We're really open to it. We've had a lot of fun having guests on this week. Cody, we promise we'll get everything figured out, with the mic and all this stuff and get you back on. But yeah, that's it, guys. So good luck in week 8, and we'll see you for first episode of week 9. Bye.